Hi there. Welcome to Lunch with Hirok. I know that you'll find this a little bit distracting, but just bear with that colored lighting stuff. So, today our topic is types of protein, and these are the different types. All right. Red meat. Red meat is basically made up of lamb, beef, bison. They are a complete set of proteins, and they're a little bit hard to digest. Hi, Auntie Elma. Welcome on board. And how they are a little bit hard to digest because they are very chewy and hard to eat, especially for people who are older. Yes, tag you in. Hello, Coco Nini. And what is good is it's besides being a complete protein, it's actually hard to digest for people who are a little bit elderly. So how to eat it is you need to cut it into smaller pieces and have smaller portions, and you want to chew it more. All right, so this is the best way to eat red meat, which is lamb, bison, and beef. Okay. And not all of them is bioavailable, meaning that if you eat a gigantic piece of red meat, not all of them will be digested by a system. Most of them will be thrown out. That's why people who eat large quantities of red meat, their shit tends to stink a lot. It's no good for you. Okay, and one more thing is you would want it to be pasture raised or grass fed. All right, you don't want it to be from those factory farms. Why? Because they are full of hormones, antibiotics, and they mostly eat soy and corn. They're not eating grass, so they tend to be bad for your health. So you would want to be you would want these to be pasture fed, grass fed, pasture raised, so that it's good for you. Okay, second type of meat is poultry. All right, second type of protein is poultry. This is basically chicken and turkey. It's easier to digest, it's less expensive than red meat. Unless it is organic, you're gonna end up getting a large amount of arsenic and formaldehyde in them coming into your body. Why? Is because they use formaldehyde as a binder for the food that they feed the chicken and turkey. And you won't believe this, but it's legal in the US. All right. So I don't know why they do it, but formaldehyde is basically used to keep bodies from going bad when they are inside the when they're going to be buried. All right. They also are fed with Prozac to soften the meat. Why? Because these chickens and turkeys are under a huge amount of stress because they're all cooped up and they're not allowed to roam free. This is the reason they are fed Prozac. And they also feed them caffeine to keep them going instead of dying from being fat. And they also feed them Benadryl. You know what's Benadryl, right? It's an expectorant kind of thing which you use for cough syrup and all that, so that they don't get sick. Okay, and they also give them antihistamine so that they don't get allergic to other things. Hi Mokta, welcome on board. Dato M, my favorite man. And so if you're gonna eat at a fast food restaurant or at a restaurant, you are most likely gonna get farm raised, these commercial grade, thank you, commercial grade chicken, which is bad for you. So you're going to basically end up with all this arsenic and formaldehyde coming into your body together with the antihistamine, Benadryl, caffeine, and Prozac into your body because you are consuming this type of meat. So it's better to eat at home, or you cook and you bring it on your journey. It's much better for you. And I know that Dato M will do that because he likes to eat a clean food. He's super good. So the only thing you are allowed to eat would be a Grass-fed, again, free-range chickens, better for your health. Okay, organic eggs. Organic eggs have yolks that are bright orange in color. So if it's yellow in color, you are more or less guaranteed that these are coming from those GMO coops. All right, so they tend to be bright red, almost to the point of being, oh, apple cider vinegar. You can get it at NTUC Finest, and that's the cheapest place that I can get it, which is about $13.50 or $11.50 at Tampines Hub, and at cold storage is slightly more than that, about $15 to $18. So don't buy it there. Buy it at Tampines. I buy it at NTUC. It's cheaper there. Okay, and organic eggs are a complete protein, and they're very high in K2, very good for arteries, vitamin K2, huh? And they're very nutrition dense, and you can basically survive on eggs. Nothing will happen to you as long as they are free range and the chicken eats grass, seeds, and things like that. You are fine. Okay, fish. Again, fish. Fish is great for fatty acids and omega-3s. But if they are farm raised, thank you, and if they are farm raised, they have higher amounts of mercury and dioxins. They have lower amounts of fatty acids and omega-3. And they are highly digestible. Okay, that's the only thing. So you need to make sure that you eat wild-caught salmon, wild-caught fish, because if you eat those, it's better for your health. So the things that I go for is, I don't go for salmon anymore because salmons are farm raised. Wild-caught salmon is about US $35 for 800 grams in Singapore, which is about Singapore $50 for 800 grams. Wow, it's bloody expensive. But my friend has tried it and he says it's wonderful. Okay, fish. All right, pork. Pork are highly digestible, just like red meats, okay, and poultry. But there's one thing you need to know. If your pork source is coming from third world countries, basically you will have to know that the pork, the pig, the hog, or whatever it is eating garbage and waste food. So you will want to make sure that pork comes from Australia and things like that, so that it's good for you. All right. Otherwise, they would be full of antibiotics and things like that. It's okay. Free range is the best, as usual. Hi, Beth. Welcome on board. Next, dairy. Dairy milk. If you buy it from a store, which is not a near to a farm or anything like that, it's most likely it has been cooked. Hi, Farizal. Welcome on board. Most likely it's been cooked at about 160 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, this is not good for you. And dairy, which comes from commercial farms, tend to be there's a higher chance of having antibiotics and hormones in the milk itself. So the best milk for you to consume will be to have raw milk, which is the best, or whole milk. This is the best. Okay, pasteurization destroys most of the nutrition in the milk, which will give rise to allergies and lactose intolerance and all the stuff. Take it from me, if you drank whole milk, within the first 3 or 4 days you'll gag on it. It doesn't mean that you're allergic to it, but after 3 or 4 days your body will get used to it, and you will instantly get the good points of drinking raw milk. And I was raised on raw milk. I loved it. Look at how big I am, and I'm really healthy even until today. Fermented milk is better than just having the raw milk, because you're getting the probiotic nature of it. Hi Hoyen, welcome on board. Thanks for being here. And it increases the bacteria that helps your gut. So you want to have a fermented milk, and the best one is basically yogurt. okay, because yogurt has got more whey, but yogurt tends to have more carbohydrates than cheese. So cheese is also fermented milk, right? Yeah. So if you want to lose weight, you can't have yogurt. You need to have more cheese, okay? But you can make yourself the yogurt by using whole or raw milk. Please don't use low fat or no fat. I mean, fat is the best part, best portion. That's where all the nutrition is, okay? Cheese, you will go for the high quality cheeses because they tend to be grass fed and they have no hormones, they are pasture raised. So basically these are the cheeses that you'd want to go for. So basically you're looking at cheese from goats and sheep made in France or Switzerland. So these are the four areas that you're looking at. Goat and cheese milk made into cheese. Goat and sheep milk who are pasture raised made into cheese, which comes from France or Switzerland. These are the good ones, and if you're in the US, you can find it at Trader Joe's. Okay, and they tend to have very low allergies for the human body and higher quality of course, proteins. Kefir is better than yogurt. So if you can get access to kefir, it's much better. Kefir is basically a sour fermented drink which is higher in microbes, and you would want to go for the grass-fed ones. So I have a friend who takes kefir a lot, and he has actually gained muscles while being on a fast. I am really proud of him. Steven, this is for you. You love kefir. Soy. Soy is one of the types of protein with the highest amount of protein, but it is only okay if it is fermented. So you're looking at tempeh and smelly tofu, okay? You're not looking at the rest. And they should be consumed in low quantity, not in high quantities. Unfortunately, most people are highly allergic to soy, and 90+%, actually the real amount is actually 98.8% of the world's soy production is GMO, so it's no good for you. Most nutrition companies, they use soy isolate, which is really bad for you and is used in a lot of pre-packed food. All right, pre-packed food, they use a lot of soy protein. Why? Because they want to increase the content of soy. Hi Francis, welcome on board. And this is basically very bad for you. All right, soy protein is terrible. It hurts your digestive system and liver. So if you're consuming large quantities of soy protein, you're in trouble. If you ladies are having menopause or hot flashes, just eat a small quantity of fermented soy and it will help you greatly. So it is fermented soy in low quantities. So if you have 1 or 2 pieces of tempeh, it's fine. You can have up to 5 pieces of tempeh, that's fine too. But always remember that if you consume soy protein, you have a higher chance of injuring your liver and digestive system in the long run. So please be aware of this. Last one for types of protein is chlorella. Chlorella is a complete plant protein and it detoxifies your body when you consume it. But if you consume too much, you will have the effects of too much detoxification, which is the opposite of having a toxic body. You will also get sick if you detoxify too much. One thing's for sure, it is super duper expensive. Next one within the plant portion is spirulina. It is not as expensive and it also detoxifies the body, but the cost is about 15 to 80 US dollars per pound of spirulina. So you would want to basically eat the other types of protein, but once in a while you would want to have the spirulina. So I have shown you my greens, by the way, and my greens have spirulina in it. All right, so I have it in small quantity so that I get the protein that I need. And the last one, oh yes, one more thing they wanted to say is that spirulina, of course, will taste like, hi Banti Mahachara, welcome on board. Hi Clinton, welcome on board, long time no see. So one thing about spirulina is, despite being expensive, what does it taste like? Well, it tastes like grass and seaweed. If you don't like either of them, you're going to have a hard time consuming it. And the last one is hemp protein. Quite a number of foods out there have hemp protein in it. They're not a complete protein, so they have to actually be mixed with other types of proteins to give you the best quality possible. So hemp proteins are usually mixed with the rice bran and things like that to give it the complete minerals and vitamin profile. And it does cause some bloating. So this is all the types of proteins out there and how to consume it and what to be aware of and what to stay away from. All right, so the best is go for cheaper protein, but you have to be careful that they have to be pasture raised, they have to be free range if possible. Free range is better than pasture raised. Why? Because you can have a gigantic fenced up area with thousands of chicken running around inside the pasture, or you can have free range, which is like they range freely all over the place. All right, so this is what you want. They can run around where they want, they eat whatever they want, which is basically grass, seeds. This is for chicken and poultry, and this is the kind of meat that you would want to consume. But in Singapore and Malaysia and Indonesia and Asia, we're going to have a lot of problems with that. All right, and you would basically want to eat better protein would be beef and bison and all that. Again, the same thing, it has to be free range, pasture raised, again for the quality that you're looking for. But because it's harder to digest, you want to eat it in smaller pieces, thin slices, and chew it over a long period of time. Anybody above the age of 38 needs to chew more, so take your time in eating, don't rush your food. Hi Ida, welcome on board. So this is the way to eat. So let me just rephrase all of them together one shot. The different types of protein is red meat, and then you have poultry, you have eggs, organic eggs and all that, you have fish, you have pork, you have dairy, you have soy, and basically you have the plant-based proteins such as chlorella, spirulina, and hemp. Thank you for being here for Lunch with Hirok. Until I meet you tomorrow again, hopefully I use a less problematic thing like this. And thank you for being here. If you have found this of value to you, please share it with your friends and family. And please send me a private message if you have any questions on how to consume it. And this is a shout out to my good friend Steven, who eats beef, and he really eats it slowly. He takes nearly 45 minutes to eat his beef. He also consumes spirulina, he also consumes kefir. So he is getting some really good deal out of his eating habits. So if you want some help from him, drop him a private message. Thank you very much. If you want to grow your own kefir, drop him a private message. He's very willing and helpful in wanting to share with you his kefir formula. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Bye bye.